A private Google meeting in Little Rock is adding even more pressure to the data center debate in Central Arkansas.
Some people got inside while others stood outside demanding answers on water, power, and noise.
THV 11's Catherine Rowley shows us what Google shared last night and why critics say transparency is still an issue.
This was one of the more unusual public meeting formats I've seen. When I arrived at the location, I asked if a Google representative could come out and speak with me, and instead I was handed this sheet of paper with 4 QR codes and an email address for questions. Inside and outside, the same concern.
The main goal is transparency. Tell us what you're doing. Be honest with us.
Frustration over 2 data centers in Pulaski County and what many describe as a lack of clear answers.
They're not telling the truth about the impact that it has on animals, on people, and everything else.
Bob Edwards was invited inside the meeting and shared what he heard from Google representatives from behind closed doors.
I do think that Google came to Little Rock in good faith to try to answer questions of the people who were here. That's one. Two, there were a lot of good questions asked, and for any of the questions that they might not have had answers for, they're going to work with us to get answers.
Edwards says Google representatives described the data center project near the Port of Little Rock as still in the early stages, but did not provide details about what the site would look like.
One of the questions I asked, I wanted to make sure that electric utility ratepayers, our bills weren't going to go up because of this Google site. They assured us that they weren't.
But for others, the meeting themselves are a part of the concern, and they made it clear that they do not want data centers in Central Arkansas.
We can do this. We can fight them. We can kick them out. We don't need AI data centers in Arkansas. We don't need them in Little Rock.
Google sent us a statement saying in part that this was one of just many conversations, and they are committed to keeping this process open, transparent, and collaborative. Those who were not allowed in the original meeting were invited into a separate session away from invited guests. That meeting lasted about 5 minutes and included introductions with no new information.
I joined other members of the media in that short gathering. I couldn't record it on my phone, and I had to leave my camera outside. The organizers didn't respond when I tried to ask questions, and we were also told that they were going to have other similar private meetings to the ones that they held on Wednesday. Catherine Rowley, THV 11 News.